I might as well start the stream now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wyndburgh. The adventure continues. This is session 16. I'm joined by my lovely friends and party members. Today we have Alex playing Judd. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We have John playing Seven.
Pleasure to be here.
We have Czar playing Saltbrook.
Them, he is on the toilet, then he no, never mind, he got to flight.
And then we then we have Rowan playing Gimnir.
Hello, everyone.
I was just about to go over some of the new additions to our house rules. I've been concocting a little document that I think, at least, is super fun. Let me see if I can get that. Ooh, it is all transparent. I mean for that to be the case. There we go. The house rules tome. The first rule that I've written down here is a new one. It's known as I know a guy. So, in any situation where it makes sense, a player can declare, quote unquote, I know a guy, and then quickly sketch that NPC and their relationship. The fewer details, the better. Upon declaration, the character exists. Then, when the players try to interact with this character, the creator player makes a charisma roll to see how the character reacts. The DM may decide advantage or disadvantage applies depending on the situation. This is essentially the Lando situation, right? If you guys find yourself in a dead end trying to figure something out and you don't really know how to proceed, make up a dude, make up a character, and we'll go from there. Then we have, but they refused. This is a rule that's existed for a little while now. This rule simulates the power that heroes have to defy the odds and refuse to go down when it matters the most. When a player would hit 0 hit points, they can activate this ruling by either literally saying, but I or but they refused, or just asking for the rule directly. That's fine too. By doing this, their character does not drop to 0 hit points. Instead, they stay up, change their HP to 2, and gain 2 levels of exhaustion. This is meant for extremely dire situations and utilizes the common rules for exhaustion as delineated in the standard rules of roleplay. Naturally, a character with 0 initial exhaustion can use this up to 3 times without a short or long rest, as reaching exhaustion level 6 will cause instant death. Then we have Not on My Watch, which has also existed for a while. This rule allows a player to save up part of their movement during their turn in order to move during an enemy's attack and take damage for an ally. While using this action, the player's AC will be cut in half, and a player may only declare this rule before an enemy rolls to attack. This is done so that the player in question won't know how high or how low they will roll to hit. Then we have health potions. Classic homebrew rule. Drink a health potion regardless of strength. Can be done by using a bonus action instead of a full action. By doing so as a bonus action, you just follow the regular rules for rolling a healing potion's effect, but using it as a full action now restores the potion's maximum possible amount. You won't have to roll for it. Then we have RP actions. This is essentially a guide. It's a non-exhaustive list of RP actions that players can refer to and use during any moment outside of combat, or even during it, should the situation be appropriate. And it serves as a way to aid RP, not to control or limit it in any way. So if you find yourself struggling to figure out how to act in certain moments, you may refer to page 6 of this little tome. We also have the no pet death rule. When a pet drops to 0 HP while in combat or otherwise, it turns tail and runs off for the duration of combat. They return to the party shortly after with 1 HP. And if it's a mount, the rider is knocked off and is prone, but they also follow the 1 HP rule. Now, the rule that I'm going to regret putting in, the laugh rule. If a player's proposition makes the DM laugh, it can happen. The DM may attempt to stifle or hold in the laughter, but if they fail, it now can happen. And then the
I'm going
three.
to abuse that
Oh,
rule.
you're fucked, man.
I know. And I'm going to regret it, but I want it to be fun for everyone. So, the next three are a bit more complex and they're combat related. This is in order to make combat more interesting. First off is glancing blow. If an attack is rolled and it meets the AC of the target exactly, the attack is considered a glancing blow and does only half damage. This works both for and against the players. So, if an enemy has AC 15 and you roll a 15 to hit, it's a glancing blow, it deals half damage. It also applies to you guys. So, if an enemy rolls exactly your AC, it it halves the damage you will receive. Then we have overpowering blow. If an attack roll against a target beats their AC by 10 points or more, it is considered an overpowering blow and is an instant critical hit. Then we have left wide open. If an attack roll against a target fails to beat their AC by 10 or more, the attacker is considered to be left wide open, meaning that their target may use their reaction to counterattack with advantage. Then we have single combos. A player may add a maneuver of some kind in order to attack a target, and if the maneuver is successful, the attack is done with advantage. For example, the user vaults over their target, rolling an acrobatics skill check of 17. Since they are successful at vaulting the target, they are now in a perfect position to circumvent the target's defenses, thus being given advantage to hit. This applies to enemies as well. And then team combos. This will be a matter of y'all discussing amongst yourselves to figure out how these can be done. I want you guys to get as creative as possible. A player may use their action in order to call for a team combo, allowing another player to propose some type of combination between their skills. At the DM's discretion, a DC will be set, and the two players will roll for how in sync they are. Upon a success, the players roll for damage. For example, a paladin player calls for a team combo and is tagged by the wizard player. They propose that the paladin PC will hold onto their shield tightly while the wizard propels the shield forward with the catapult spell, essentially turning the paladin into a humanoid cannonball. If this makes sense to the DM, they then accept the combo and set the DC. In this case, let's say it's a 10. The players roll successfully and are allowed to make damage rolls depending on the skills used or their regular attack die. Bear in mind, whenever something like this is successful, y'all are getting inspiration, okay? The more you use these rules, the more creative you are with how you handle combat, the easier it is for you to receive inspiration. And as you all know, I give inspiration very often. So don't be afraid to both use that inspiration and try for more creative ways to fight. I want to see your personalities shining through with these single and team combos. Okay?
Can I fling someone with my axe?
You technically could if you explain how you do it.
Like have them stand on the axe and I just swing it really hard?
Sure, depending on their
Attempt
size.
to throw them?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely the kind of thing that I want to see more of. So, yeah. Okay. Shall we begin? Is everybody ready?
Yes.
I am ready.
Okay, everybody can see the stream, by the way. In Discord,
Yes.
I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yopers.
Awesome. All right. We begin our scene as we left off last time. Gimnir, Saltbrook, and Judd, you are all together. Oh yeah, and Seven arrived at the end there. I forgot. You are all together as you climb onto the back of Tawarha, the untamed forest dragon, alongside Grandmaster Dart of the monks of Sylvania. And as you all fly over the overgrown jungles of Sylvania, you see far away the Tree of Life, dwarfed by the distance that you are from it. And um, as you approach the temple of the monks of Sylvania, you look down and you all notice as Kira seems to be very anxious for this moment. She trembles lightly and she has her eyes wide looking at these golden spires. It's clear that this place has an effect on her. And as you land in front of this golden palace, Tower Hall lands onto the ground, and a gust of wind just sprawls around the front courtyard of this temple. This temple is made of this rich, beautiful, dark red wood with golden trims, and um, the courtyard is of white marble with these beautiful shrubs and bonsai trees that line the entryway. And upon arrival, you see that Grandmaster Dart takes the momentum of arriving to jump off of Tower Ha. And he flips in the air and he lands flush on the ground. And he turns around to look at you all and he says, "Welcome, one and all, to the temple of the monks of Sylvania." And as he says this, you all watch as these four monks leap from the shadows behind the um, behind the temple. And as they land, you see first this really soft looking owl folk, essentially an Arakocra, but with the head of an owl and small folded wings on its back. Um, it doesn't wear a top clothing. It only has its feathers showing. This brown owl folk, and it has humanoid arms, and its tips you see golden talons. Next to it lands an elf with a large burn scar over its right eye, and you see its eyes look almost blind, almost cataract ridden. And as he lands, he does a small curtsy while looking at you all. Next to him lands a human looking woman, very muscular with scars lining her arms and her biceps and her triceps, and long, curly red hair flows from her head, a large scar over her left eye. You all feel a slight disdain coming from this woman. Um, and next to her lands uh, another woman. This time, a wood elf with large wood elf ears, dissimilar to the other high elf. And her skin is dark and tanned. She has an undercut, and her hair falls to only one side. As they all land on the ground, they look up and they all give you a curtsy. And Grandmaster Dart stands in front of them. Funny enough, he landed on his feet. And Tawarha beats its wings and leaves, flying into the distance. As the gust of wind settles down, you find yourselves standing in front of these people. And it's clear that they await for you to say something after this after this entire display. Really? All you can
Seven,
muster?
seven will curtsy the same way that the cataract guy did.
Gimir sort of like turns to the rest of the party and is just like, guys, they have a pet dragon. I don't think we want to fuck with them.
As you whisper this to the others, Gimnir, you uh you see as the first elf begins to walk forward, and he stands between the two groups of people, and he stares intently at you, Gimnir, and he says, "The Leonine is right. In fact, I have no idea why Grandmaster Dart would bring people like you to our domain. State your purpose in this forest,
People
outsiders."
like you. The fuck you mean by that, bro?
As you say this, you see this owl person walk next to this elf, and you hear him speak. Now, Almeric, I don't think that's a nice way to welcome our visitors. And
No. I will give an explanation as to our. What would you call it?
an
Walk in the
intrusion,
forest?
the elf speaks loudly while staring at you with disdain. An intrusion,
man.
you mean?
Right. Well, we were on our way to help a battalion of Sylvanians that were being torn to shreds. And then we got attacked by two large beasts. And then, once we slew one of them and the other one ran away, the dragon came in, and, well, here we are. It's quite a simple story.
Two large beasts. Can you describe what
Yes.
they looked like?
Disgusting would be a one word for it. Let me think for a moment.
Horrifying might be another.
Horrifying. No, I've seen worse. Please.
You gonna
Oh,
tell us your social security number while we're at it? Jesus.
117345.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
The owl person looks at you all, and he says, "My name is Master Derenin Mott. I am a monk, a master of the way of the astral self. Forgive my associate master. He is not used to outsiders, as you can see. Go on, introduce yourself." And you see the elf rolling his eyes. "I am Master Almeric Sharrow. I am a master of the way of the open hand." And you see Grandmaster Dart walk in, and he sort of motions for the other two to make themselves known. And they walk in as well. And you see this redheaded woman. She speaks with a curt, strong voice. "I am Master Evelyn Lemort. I am a monk of the way of the shadow."
French people, no!
And then the other woman speaks. "I am Master Mirian Orthan, a monk of the way of the soul. Very glad to make your acquaintance." And she again curtsies. Her energy is a bit more relaxed. Her vibe seems more welcoming. Um, and
Sev will say, "My name is Sev. I am a monk of the tentacles."
uh,
He's imitating them as well as he can. He thinks this is just the way they greet.
Almeric, the elf, looks over at Grandmaster Dart, and then he shoots back a look at you and says, "Truly, you would seek to mock us."
You must forgive my friend. He's not an adept of contact with others as of yet.
Look, I think the 7 just means how old he is. So please, he doesn't understand.
Um, as you guys are saying this, Almeric begins to step forward. He essentially rushes towards you, Seven, and he stops a few inches from your face with his own, and he's inspecting your skin, and he looks down at your body
I
and
will say, "You notice I did not flinch."
right. What?
I'd like to walk up to the two having this conversation just in case he tries anything goofy.
Um, Sharrow examines you up and down, Seven, and he says, "What are you?"
I am Seth.
Right,
Seven for sure.
I understood that. But what are you?
I am Seth. He doesn't understand.
He stop the elf stops for a second and he looks back at Dart and he takes a step back and Dart walks in, um, clearly seeing that Almeric wants to say something. And Almeric speaks. His physiology seems reminiscent of what we've seen in the woods. And Dart, Seven, you see this small looking frog person just walk up to you, and he's looking you up and down, and he has a slight smile on his face. Yeah, no, he looks like him, but he definitely doesn't have the same energy to him. Huh.
Are they trying to assume that I have committed some sort of crime? Because if they have, can I roll an insight check to see if they are trying to incriminate me? Because I will come to my own defense. Uh,
They're not trying to incriminate you, no. But
okay,
they're
well, I will tell
trying.
them. I will tell them that I have a very strong alibi for the where I have been in the past little while. I was shopping for my friends. Uh, I actually got swindled. I got these bracers of defense, which are not magical. That's where I was. So I was not in the woods.
Um,
He's
you see these two monks just sort of stare at each other like, all right. Anyway, you see Saltbrook, the elf turns to face you and asks, when you were in the presence of those creatures, as you stated, did their blood look similar to this? And as he says this, Seven, you feel a slight cut on your hand, but you don't see anything happen. You feel like this small little cut open, and a slight bit of blood pours from your hand. Just a drop or two. And what color is your blood, Seven?
it is not creative. It's blue.
Okay. And Almeric Sharrow looks at the blood and then looks at you, Saltbrook. Was the blood similar to this?
Was it similar to that?
Roll. I want to say roll a perception check since you weren't checking for that last time.
Can I have bioluminescent blood like Predator?
Sure, you can.
Yeah. Okay, it's done.
Wait, but is it magical or is it biological?
I
That's
rolled a dirty
But-
20 on that.
Biological. Saltbrook, the color is different, but the viscosity and the smell is the same.
That color is wrong, but it has about the right amount of thickness to it, and the smell is unmistakably so.
Sharrow turns over to Dart and says, "We cannot have these outsiders here. He is one of them." And
Roll perception to hear that. I don't like this guy. I want to be an uppity asshole towards him.
okay, give me a perception check on
Wait. I keep having to roll perception, but I keep losing it. There it is.
that.
21.
Okay. You hear that. And not only do you hear that, but you see as soon as he says he is one of them, you see Almeric Sharrow's the fibers of his muscles are starting to tense up ever so slightly.
If
Like-
you have a problem with us being here, then you better make that clear now.
Well, then I shall make it easy for you, human. And he looks at you and he assumes a fighting stance in front of you, Saltbrook. And he says, "You are not supposed to be here. In fact, I have no idea why you brought them here in the first place, Grandmaster.
It's time to attempt my unspoken Riz move, where I'm going to attempt to intimidate this big boy of things doing things interestingly.
You're losing the light skin Riz?
I'm losing. No, I'm using Riz. This is my unspoken Riz.
um,
Can I roll an intimidation? I just want to like stare daggers at him and just not say anything. Make him feel small in
is
his little world.
isn't your background the haunted one?
Uh yes, it is.
I'll allow you to try and instill some unspoken dread.
Good. Intimidate. I should be able to find this. There we go. That is going to be a 13.
What do you say anything alongside that?
No, I'm just
No?
staring at him. Cross my arms, stare at him, give a slightly angered look.
Can I attempt to give him advantage by pulling up my hand that's bleeding my blood, and I will let the blood will start to course through me a little bit faster, and I'll activate my Crimson Right, which will do a d6 of damage and enhance my my tentacles. So like
Okay.
I will use my my innate ability behind him as is threatening to assist his
Ooh.
Okay.
Not
I'll,
mess with
I'll I'll allow that. I'll allow that.
and I'll take a d6 of damage. 4.
I rolled
All
a
right.
4 too.
Duh.
Yeah, okay. Roll that advantage.
For advantage for intimidation, right?
Yeah. You
Alright.
had a 17. You had a 17, right?
13. Now it's
13.
21.
21.
Yes, because I get a +6.
Okay. As you do this, both of you, Solbrook, you watch as Seven's blood essentially it looks like it boils for a moment. Whatever his blood that is flowing down his arm, it boils for a moment, and you see um the tentacles from underneath his robe that are being hidden by his cloak. You see them for a moment, um, and obviously don't take this out of context. They become slightly more flaccid, and suddenly they engorge in strength, and they seem to have spikes on them for a moment as they push out and then settle, and the spikes themselves seem to almost vibrate for with anticipation. And as you stare at this monk, you watch as the two monks from behind um seem to take their hands from their sides and put them towards you all, preparing to fight as well.
I'm just gonna stand there with my arms crossed.
But
Telling him that he's a little man baby, and if he's gonna get angry about this, then he can get his nuts slapped.
as you're staring at Sharo, Salbrook, you see he is not moving. He just stares back at you. And he speaks. Please. I have stood among the ashes of 1,000,000,000,000 battlefields, and I ask them if honor matters. Trust me, you don't want this fight.
No, I don't think I would, but I'm not going to let you threaten members of this party, especially when you're going to be slicing little bits of us off to make a demonstration.
A demonstration? Please. You have no idea what an example I can make. And as soon as he says that, you just hear, all right, okay, okay. And you see as Grandmaster Dart gets in between the two of you, and he's like, no need for fighting, okay? Yes, we're monks. Ooh, and he looks back at, what?
I would like to just make mention, just in the background, Gimni is sort of like counting on his fingers at the mention of a trillion, just like, don't.
He has no idea what that means. Um, he looks back at Sharo, and you can see him essentially like slap the hands that are like ready to fight in the combat stance. He just slaps them down and he's like, "Listen, they're guests, okay?" And he looks back at you, Saltbrook, and he says, "Pardon, Master Sharo. He is very how do you say, suspicious of people who come from the outside, especially, you know, people that deal with the dark arts like you. And as he says this, you can tell that you feel a slight chill up your spine. Um, it's almost like you can feel your own patron quaking for a moment at the very
Okay.
mention that he knows what you are. Your patron themselves seems to snap at attention. Artifalse, thank you so much for that hydrate. Thank you. I will hydrate. Mm.
I will give a simple nod, and I will acquiesce my riz.
Um, Dart looks back and tells Sharo to, you know, all right, move back. That's enough. Sharo moves back, essentially next to Darren and Mott, the owl man. And you see that Sharo is very much unhappy with it. Um, and he speaks to the two of you. And he says, I have brought your group here for a couple of reasons. First off, you have one that is destined to be one of us. And as he says this, he looks over at Kira. Um, and you see that as he says that, it's almost like Kira has no response to that. There's a there's an uncomfortable silence coming from her. And he continues, I would like to offer her a chance to stay with us and train. I cannot divulge too much secrets of the monks, of course, but I would be willing to allow you to stay here, at least for a night, while you rest up. The second reason is that just as much as she has a touch of destiny to her, I believe you all have a touch of destiny as well. If it were not for, you know, if I didn't know you guys, which I probably don't, I would say that you are in need of transportation to the south and outside of Sylvania. Is that correct? And as he says that, Saltbrook, he looks directly at you. Like he snaps his head towards you as soon as he says you need transportation out of Sylvania.
This is correct.
Okay, good. Which means that you wouldn't be so opposed as to stay a night, right?
We appreciate it, Grandmaster Kermit. It's just that I'm
Excuse
not getting
me?
very. We're not getting very friendly vibes here.
What did you just call the Grandmaster?
Kermit?
I
Is that not
What
his
the
name?
hell, Kermit?
I don't. I don't know. My brain just said Kermit. It's Kermit.
Will there be a more blood taking of mine without my permission?
No more bloodletting. You don't have to worry about it.
Because I will do this for you if you wish. You just have to ask.
No, no need. Although we are very curious as to what exactly you are biologically, Seven.
Mm, me too.
Hmm.
Me too.
Would you
Biologically, I'm here.
would you be so kind as to allow me to collect some of the blood that has already been poured from your wound?
Sure. Be
Uh,
careful. It is spicy.
I wouldn't know, but thank you for the advice. You see him produce a small little vial, and um, he's very short. Okay, he comes up to your waist, and he puts his little handsies up with his arms, trying to reach your forearm. Um, and he touches the vial to the side of your skin and collects a few drops of your blood. And as he pulls it back, he puts a small little cork on the vial, like a little test tube, and he shakes it. And as he shakes it, it glows a little bit more. All right, cool. He turns around and tosses it over to Almeric Sharo, who Sharo has his arms closed and essentially has his eyes closed as well. Um, and as the vial flies towards him, he just lifts his hand up and grabs it with 2 fingers, and then puts the hand back down. Very swift motion. Um, and after he's done this, Dart turns around and walks over to Kira, and he speaks to her. You are wanted by the monks to join us. I can only give you this opportunity once. If you choose to not be an initiate, that is perfectly fine. But you will never be allowed to return here. And before she's able to respond, Dart turns around and begins to walk away. As he walks away, he's joined by Sharo, Lemore, and Orthan. And they walk into the temple. Darren and Mott, the Aarakocras, stays behind. And he speaks to you all. Now, I will show you all to your accommodations. Please, follow me. And he walks excruciatingly slowly. As the gates of the Golden Palace swing open, you hear the sounds of apprentices training and sparring with each other. And in the middle of the palace, there's a large sand courtyard with a large green and golden cross. Not a Christian cross, but just equidistant pieces that form an X.
Time for a religion check.
Go ahead.
Good. It's gonna be an 18. I actually rolled pretty high.
Nice. That is the symbol of the ascending dragon. That is an extremely old form of fighting. It is a monk. It's a way of the monk. It's one of the many ways of the monk. And you see that within that cross on the intersections. So essentially you have, let me draw it for you. This. And that. And in the areas next to the intersections, you have other symbols. And on the tips, you have the symbols as well. Different ones. And in the middle, you have another one. But this one is in black. Saltbrook, you understand that the green and the yellow represent the way of the ascendant dragon. You then understand that one of the symbols represents the way of the open hand. Hold on. Then you have the way of shadow. One second, because I have it all written down. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
My over 100 pages of notes.
Good.
Then you have the way of the sun soul. You have the way of the astral self. And one of these you can see is very clearly essentially marked out, scratched. And that symbol is the symbol of the long death, the style of the long death. And in the middle, this symbol in black is the way of the 5 elements. And the symbols on the outside are symbols for earth, fire, wind, and water.
I see. Very interesting.
Yeah, and that's about it. You know that these are symbols that very much denote the the various styles and the various tenets of the um, of the monks of Sylvania. You can also notice that the scratches on the Way of the Long Death are very old. They are not recent.
Gotcha.
And she continues walking, and you enter this large hall, and in the middle of it is a circular pond, completely undisturbed. Under the surface of the water, you see koi swimming to and fro, and one single, very large catfish. And not just large, but extremely long. It's almost like it's a catfish serpent that swims around very peacefully and slowly inside of this pond. And
Uh,
oh, what's up?
what time of day is it?
It is late afternoon.
Late afternoon. Does this catfish serpent pay us any mind?
He
Does it know that
seems.
notice
Give me a perception check.
us? 16.
It does not seem. You can't tell if this thing has noticed you. It doesn't seem like it has.
Sev says nothing.
Okay. And towards the end of this large hall, you see that there are artifacts in display cases and on mounts and mannequins. You see armors, you see blades, and you see pottery. You see tapestries on the wall. All of these are thousands of years old, each of them with their cultural and historical significance. And at the end of this hall, um, on the opposite end of this beautiful pond, you see that there is this wall of vines, and the bottom of them is dying. The rest of it is verdant and green and beautiful, but as you trail your eyes downwards towards the base, where it connects into a unfloored area of this palace, it connects to the raw earth. You notice that these roots are beginning to die. And Mott, the Aarakocra, stands in front of this wall of vines, and he points you down a hallway to the right, and he speaks very softly. You may take your accommodations in the common room. It's not usual that
Can I
we have
use
guests.
can I use my nature check to investigate the fucking tree?
Of course. Give me a
I
check.
would also like to search for weed, but I figured this is not the time. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Judd, you can tell that there's something non-biological happening to um this life form, this plant. The Whatever this rot is, it has taken to the roots, but it has not arrived in the middle or the top of this large plant. You also realize that this is a single unit. This is not a collection of vines of several different plants. This is a single plant, a single organism. And there is a very strong rot that has taken hold of its roots.
Judd just misses the point completely. Like he knows that, and he just looks and he's like, "Your big tree over there's got root rot. You just got to cut that shit down."
Well, I can tell you for sure we won't be cutting the tree of 1,000 whispers, but you are correct. Poor tree is suffering from death rot, the likes we haven't seen around these parts in over 1,000 years. And as he says this, you see that he very softly trails the vines of this tree, and he almost caresses it. Um, and you can sense a very deep sadness coming from the Aarakocra.
Well,
Gim Gimnir's gonna try and reach out and touch the vines.
Gimnir, you touch the vines?
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, let's see. I do this on my phone real quick. Wisdom saving throw +6. Cool.
How much?
I'm just getting my modifier. 16 total.
Okay. Gimnir, as you touch the surface of this tree, you begin hearing whispers inside your head. Do you listen to them or do you block them out?
Gimnir's going to try and listen to them.
In the mountains high and steep, where the winds of fate do blow, lived the last monk of the 5 elements. His wisdom and power all did know. They walked the path of fire and ice, and mastered the art of wind and water. His spirit was as strong as earth, and his soul as pure as sky's daughter. He trained in the ways of the elements to harness their power they sought, and in the end they became one, with the forces that keep the world afloat. But as time passed and the world changed, his kind grew scarce and far between, and the last monk of the 5 elements was the only one left to be seen. With their power they protected the land and kept in balance, in check. But as they grew older and weaker, he knew his time was up to his sect. So he failed to pass on his knowledge to the ones who would carry on, and as he closed his eyes for the last time, the elements sang a mournful song. The last monk of the 5 elements, his legacy will always be, for he lived and died in harmony with the elements, you see. And as soon as this poem ends, Gimnir, your mind is clouded with darkness, and you see yourself being pushed far, far away from where you're currently standing. You see the floor beneath you give out, and this large red light from far away begins to extend its grasp on your surroundings, and it begins to approach you and approach and approach, and you see a silhouette appear in front of it, a very familiar silhouette, Gimnir. And it speaks to you with the voice of a father. You will never be ready, Runt. I'll be waiting for you when you are willing to show your promise. And as he speaks this, you're knocked onto the ground. You're knocked off of your feet. And you will now have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws until your next long rest. Gimnir, you recognize this shadowy figure, this silhouette, as your father.
Gimnir sort of just like puts his head into one of his hands and just sort of that was something.
Kira kneels next to you, Gimnir, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. And she asks you, are you okay?
Yeah, I just heard something, I guess. Whispers.
Would what he just did be considered scrying?
No,
And
it
if
will
so,
it will not.
I was gonna say, could I like look over him and just say, "Hey, scrying's not fun. Don't do it."
You I mean, I'm sure you know how this feels. It's similar, but it's not scrying.
I'm gonna not connect the dots, and I'm gonna regardless yell over to him and say, "Hey, scrying's not fun if you don't know how to do it. Try to avoid it if you can."
I'm not crying, Salt.
I said scry, not cry.
um, Kira produces a small little handkerchief and she gives it to you before helping you up. Um,
Judd is
Give me
displeased. Can
give me
he?
a text and stands up. Thank you.
Judd, you were gonna say?
Judd is displeased. Can I use nature to find weed?
I mean, sure.
Beautiful. He's had enough, man. 13?
You look around and you find some herbs, but that's about it. These are regular herbs like king's foil.
Oh, well, I'll just eat them then.
Okay. As you
Assuming they're
as
eatable.
you some of them are. As you eat the king's foil, you feel slightly invigorated.
Beautiful.
As you get up from the ground, Gimnir, you see Darrenin, the Aarakocra, look at you, and he says, "Few are those who are able to withstand the psychic power of the Tree of a Thousand Whispers, but I should commend you. You are all not as weak as Amrik Shara would have you understand. Now, shall we proceed to your room?"
Yeah, I think I could use the rest.
Um, he points you all down the hallway, and then begins to lead. Um, you find these shoji-looking doors. They're essentially Japanese sliding doors. Um, and there are several of them. In one of them, you can hear a conversation, a muffled conversation between Dart and Almeric Sharrow. It's hard to discern what's being said.
Can I press my ear to the door? Or well, I don't really have ears. I just have holes on the side of my head. Can I press it to the door?
You may certainly try.
What what would I roll for that? I guess
You
investigation.
Perception would be the more
Perception?
apt
Okay.
for this
Well, that's
moment.
better. That's got a better payoff. Oh shit! Nat 20, baby.
Nat 20. Okay. Um, Judd, as you press your ear to these shoji doors, you you're able to hear a conversation between the two masters. And it follows. "But master, this is a violation of everything that we stand for. To have an abomination like that walking around the halls of the Golden Palace. This is preposterous. This is absurd. And I'm sure you have many other big words to use, Sharrow. However, it is necessary. Without the monk of the five elements back, there is no way that we'll be able to stand against the oncoming storm. You know you can just say his name, right? America will not get into this conversation again. This conversation, it is our mistake, our failure that created him. I understand that you have regrets, my young apprentice. But this, refusing aid to those that need it, that goes against the way of the monks. That is an abomination. If Lochnar returns, if the long death once again casts a shadow upon the Golden Palace, we will need the monk of the five elements. Else we will perish. And once he finishes this, Judd, you feel a slight tap on the other side of your head.
Of course, I whip around. Who's touching me?
You see the Aarakocra, and he's just standing there with a slight smile on his face. It's
Oh,
not very
I'm so
polite.
sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I just thought this was the bathroom, and I thought I heard somebody shitting and farting. And I was just scared. It sounded real aggressive. Turns out that's not what it is. I'm on my way now.
You are scared by defecation noises.
Well, yeah. I don't want to smell it.
Right. Well, I suppose there is some wisdom to be had. And he continues down the path. Um, you all arrive to these big mahogany wooden doors. And um, he essentially leads you all in and closes the door behind you. You now stand at this beautiful, ornate common room. It has this large velvet couch, a small fireplace, and several tapestries on the walls depicting scenes of battle from long ago. And a large book sits um, on top of essentially a coffee table in front of the couch. There are stairs that lead upstairs onto the rooms.
Did we hear? We didn't all hear the abomination situation, right?
No, you did not hear it. The only person that heard it was Judd.
Judd, do you fill us in on this abomination conversation?
Um, I'm gonna communicate it to you because I be real with you. I'm a little scared of the reaction that might come out of Saltbrook and Gimnir
Ah,
upon hearing that.
Sev looks to you and says, "How long have you been in abomination?"
I was born like this, man, but
I saw
I
you
don't.
picking plants from their garden. This is most inappropriate.
I,
Are you okay? You are.
I
Do
oh
you
man,
feel safe? Do not worry. I will protect you, and I will. My tentacles underneath will writhe a little bit as you see that you've got my tentacles to back you up.
I,
Yeah, we'll protect you.
It is
I,
okay. I will keep your abomination a secret. And then I will we shall bunk together, no? And then I will find the room.
Okay.
God damn it.
well,
Saltbrook,
shit.
all of you watch as all of you watch as Seven just traipses on upstairs, leaving you all sort of baffled behind him.
We have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, I feel like. Well, I feel like now there's not like he didn't get it, so I guess I have to communicate now.
um,
I guess it's Elmo.
Kira walks over to the couch, and she just essentially collapses down. Um, she has this 1,000-yard stare in her eyes, just staring at the fireplace.
Gimnir walks over to her and just places a hand on her shoulder. Are you okay?
I don't know, he says. This is all a lot, and I only have one shot at it. I don't know if this is the right thing to do.
Well, I
Pull out some
mean,
moldy bread and nibble on it.
you can always do your best, and well, if you fail, you can stay here with the rest of us. But if you succeed, well, you'll really be great, won't you?
Kira takes a deep breath and she looks at you and she speaks. I was I was excited when we all decided to become heroes, I guess. I was excited. Finally had a chance to go out into the world again. Maybe not fail. To see the world, to see how things can be. But nearly died. We lost a friend. And now I'm being told that I have some sort of destiny to fulfill.
Am I within earshot of this conversation?
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna perk up from my nibbly bread and be like, "Welcome to war. It's not fun."
uh Kira, Gimnir, you immediately notice that this sort of ticks Kira. And she looks over at you, Saltbrook, with um there's a bit of frustration in her voice. There's anger there. And she says, "This is not war. We're adventurers. We're mercenaries. We're this isn't war. Okay? Maybe it was war for you. Maybe that's something you know, but that's not what we left to do."
Ugh.
And now
When
there
you leave, when you leave your home to find something else, to find what is it, adventure or something, you never are going to leave your house and come home clean. You're never gonna leave and come home with, oh, everything went well, everything's fine. No, 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 no. You're going out into the world. You're going out to the depravest dens and the biggest highs. No matter what you do, you're in a war. War with your supplies, war with your friends, war with your enemies. If you think you're not at war with something, I beckon you to look outside. Look outside. The coalition, the federation, and those fucking things. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself.
and Kira stays silent after hearing that. And a few moments pass and she speaks. "I don't know what to do. They're saying I have destiny. They're saying that I have a chance at doing something, at being someone. I don't even know who I
Gimnir
am."
sort of just Gimnir looks back at her and is just, if you ask me, destiny is a bunch of bullshit. Do whatever you want to do. There's no harm in trying.
And Gimnir, as you speak this, there is a softness that comes to Kira. Takes a deep breath. It seems like hearing those words and even hearing the words that Salt had to say. There is a there's an ember that's lit. And she says, "I'll do it. I'll do it. Maybe maybe destiny doesn't mean anything. And if it doesn't mean anything, the worst that can happen is that I'm right. So I'll try. I'll stay here." And she looks at you, Gimli, and she asks, "You gonna be okay without me?"
At this point, Gimnir is crying, but he's just like, yeah, I'll be okay.
She, um, like she's done so many times before, especially when you were kids, she just puts her arms out in like sort of a, "Come on, bring it in."
Gimnir does go to hug her, and just for a split second, he just seems small.
Put inspiration on your page, please. Um, as soon as she's done with that, she looks at all of you and she says, "Better go tell them, right?" And she grabs her stuff, her backpack, and all of her equipment, and she leaves the room. closing the door behind you. A silence comes down in this room. All you hear is the birds outside, the breeze through the windows, and the crackling of the fire in the fire.
Gimnir turns back to everyone else and is just like, I'm tired. I think I'm just going to go to bed for a bit.
Look good. Don't don't worry. She'll be okay.
I'm gonna find a comfortable corner to put my banner.
Salt, as you put your banner down, as soon as you let go of your banner, um, you feel that there is something pulling you, um, something familiar. Your patron is essentially
I'm
calling
going to
calling you.
sigh out loud, and I will go into the realm of the darkness.
Um, as you close your eyes, you feel yourself essentially being yanked out of regular reality and just mashed into this shadowy um, auditorium, almost like an amphitheater. And you're essentially on stage with lit braziers of flame around you, and you see your patron sitting there, his flesh red, his eyes burning, and he speaks. Tell me, Saltbrook, do you know me?
I don't know anything about you.
I will tell you. When I found you, Saltbrook, you were broken. You were pathetic. You were lacking in every department except for self hatred and misery. But you know why I chose you?
You had nobody else?
Oh, I had plenty of others. I chose you, Saltbrook, because you showed the most promise out of all of us.
In
Now,
what category exactly? Self-hatred?
well, yes, he laughs at that, but he looks back at you and says, Saltbrook, you know what you will have to do to fulfill what Ithilden has asked of you, do you not?
Enlighten me.
There is a difference between bringing back someone who has died and bringing back something that has died, something unnatural. You see, I may be in charge of death. I may be one of the greatest kings of the seven hells, but I don't have control over the hundreds of thousands, the millions of artificial souls of the things that killed your family. I have no control over them. And in order for you to bring back one of them, you know what you're going to have to do, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go home.
Oh, yes. Home.
I'm real excited about that.
Funny that you still call it that. Indeed, what with the destruction and grief and sadness and darkness, I'd half expect you to just call it what it is. Your own personal hell, Salt.
Personal hell. No, a personal hell would be something of my choosing, not of going back home to find something bits and pieces of scattered, destructed bits, things that I've killed and crushed out of my own boot. No, no, no. My personal hell was the forests and the starvation and the loathing and the hatred and the murder and you were watching. It's not my concern that I have to go home. I'm going to do it because I want to. Because I feel that maybe I am a little guilty for what happened to Grim. Maybe I pushed the envelope on his death. Maybe just a little bit. Hmm? What do you think about that? Huh? Yeah. I did that. I wanted him dead.
I am definitely not your therapist, if that's what you're asking me, Saltbrook.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. You'd be a horrible therapist. You already know everything about me. There's nothing to discover or help me with. Not from your perspective, anyway.
Well, Saltbrook, you have finally reached the point where I need to. This hatred, this darkness inside you. That is exactly what I've always needed from you. And I need you to keep that. Latch onto it. For only then will you truly be able to enjoy of the power that I can give you. And for this, I shall give you a gift fit for a king. I shall give you
Sure.
my name, Saltbrook. A powerful thing indeed. I am King Aragon, the Ruthless, ruler of the first circle of the first hell. Now, you will see to it that Grimorian is brought back to life. Do you understand me? It is in my great interest that he is brought back.
Fine. Fine. I didn't have a choice in the first place if I did or didn't want to do these things. Fine. Your courtesy of asking is appreciated, but I know I truly have no choice in this matter.
You always
Fine.
were a very intelligent man. You do have no choice. Now, be gone with you. I have other matters to attend. And he waves his hand towards you, essentially shooing you away. And as you return, this time you're not knocked off your feet like last time. There's something within you, Saltbrook, a strength that has that is within you now. And as you return essentially to the land of the living, um, you look down um, at your Arcanist's gauntlets, and you notice that you now have one more slot. It has been essentially melted through. And there's an extra slot in there now. Okay, would you
Wait,
all
wait, wait.
what's
Before
up?
we do anything, can we just appreciate whatever the fuck that was? Cause Sar, I've never like I've heard you like act before, but holy shit, dude! Like you put some chills down my spine. Good
Hell yeah,
lord.
dude. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We have reached the an hour and 20-minute mark. Would y'all like to take a minute and go to the bathroom, stretch, drink some water, and after that we will short rest and we'll continue the session. Does everybody like
Yeah,
that?
I'll go ahead and take a break.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Bro, I feel like I'm gonna cry today. This is building up a little bit.
Good stuff, Saltbrook. Very good stuff. Put inspiration on your page if you hadn't.
Inspiration. Yippee!
The fucking
Yeah.
yippee. Oh my god.
Yippee!
You had like so much pure seriousness, pure shit. Like even when you're talking to Kira, like pure darkness, and then you just go yippee.
Salt has always been a
So good.
slightly manic personality. It's just usually I keep it under a wrap of seriousness.
Yeah, I'm very
when
glad that
I'm
it's coming
alone,
out.
when I'm alone with the patron, there's no one to watch in the character sense.
No one
I
to
can
riz,
be,
yeah.
no one to riz. I can be as insane as I want to be.
This was fucking terrifying. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Love that stuff.
That was like the quickest 180 ever.
Great stuff.
Well,
Really
the
good
yippee
stuff.
is out of character, mind
Well,
you. I was
yeah,
gonna say,
obviously.
No, it was in character. That actually
No,
happened.
no, it didn't. Unfortunately, no.
All right, I need to go to the bathroom, and
I gotta go gross indeed.
yeah, we'll be right back, everybody. Good stuff.
for the first like 6 sessions, he carried around this egg, and it was his kid. Except it's not really his kid. It's actually like his best friend's kid with his wife, well, ex-wife.
Shit.
Yeah,
Um,
he got cucked.
but Judd doesn't care. That's his baby.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, good on him.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
good.
canonically, he got cucked. So.
Is
Yeah,
the
yeah, this is canon.
was the other lover more attractive? So you'll have an actually like attractive son, or is it like a like
He was my best friend.
Yeah, he was a hot red dragonborn.
Hot Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also named Eggson.
No,
criminal name?
was he?
He was because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna name him after my best friend.
Oh yeah.
Dragonborn. Eggson, because he looks just like him.
That's really funny. Very funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny because I had a character like a red dragonborn. Do I have him here? I have Hinder. I called him Hinder. I don't know why. It was the
He got a fat
I
ass.
did. No. Nope. Guess not. But yeah, no. It was just merry coincidence. What were you gonna say, John?
FYI, I have bioluminescence,
Yeah.
so my character can glow on
Right.
command.
Awesome.
So it totally ties in with my little glowing blood.
So is it
I
dim
love-
light or bright light?
It can be as bright or dim as I'd like. That's
Okay,
what it
but
says.
what's the reach on that bright light?
10, I think it's 10 feet. Let me
Oh,
see.
okay, yeah. That's what I was asking.
Racial traits. 20 feet.
20 feet.
The light can shed bright light up to 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm like a light source.
Them here on the toilet, the here on the nevermind, he got flied.
I hadn't seen that meme, so when you first said that, Zara, I thought you had a stroke.
Yeah, I just thought you were just saying words, and I was like, yeah, that seems like something Star would say.
Yeah, just because we do a show where we say words doesn't mean you can say anything. But yeah, no. I think Rowan is restarting their PC, so we got a couple of minutes.
They are, in fact. That is
Yes.
true. That's you guys about my cheesecake dip?
You're sorry. I'm sorry. What?
My cheesecake dip.
What about it?
I found some pretzels while I was at the store today, and I was like, shit, there's cinnamon sugar. So I made cheesecake dip, and I was like, my belly's gonna regret it, but it was wonderful.
You like lactose intolerant?
Severely.
Aren't you, John?
Lactose intolerant? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. There was okay.
Does that stop me from eating anything with lactose?
Oh no, not at all. Remember when
Exactly.
was it right after I got that first big job of mine that we ordered that disgusting
is this the
fucking
one where
pizza
you
from
guys ate a bunch
Domino's?
of pizza and you fucking died?
Do you remember that, John?
And you know what?
What?
Listen. Cheese is just it's my friend.
Yeah, it kills your insides, but it's your friend. Tastes great.
It's not my problem. That's
It
all I
was
have.
it was like a large pizza with stuffed crust, Alfredo sauce, chicken, bacon, and 4 cheese on everything. It was
As long as you're
disgusting.
renting, it doesn't matter what goes down the pipes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It
A little
was
bit of Dr. Pepper. Let's go.
oh my god.
We're chilling.
It-
Listen,
Put the grease on it, too.
you would drink Monster every single day. And right after that pizza, you were gulping it down with Monster.
listen. You know what? Monster is just there to clear the cheese. And nothing can live where Monster goes. So it's like an acid. So it just burns away the cheese. How do I counteract lactose intolerance? Drink an energy drink.
By drinking fucking poison.
You could take fucking Lactaid.
That is
seems like the
true, yeah.
thing to do. That seems. I'll be honest. I have been actually taking my Lactaid as of late.
Oh, that's good.
Specifically when I order an Alfredo pizza or something like that. Other than that, to hell with it.
Apparently, there's a limit to the amount of dairy it can help you process, though. I didn't know that.
Mm.
Really? Well, I test
Yeah.
that limit on the daily.
I remember that like John and I looked at each other when we were making this pizza because you can just like build your own in the Domino's app, and we were doing it, and like every time we saw something cursed as fuck, we would look at each other, and if it was like John sees something and is like, "Oh, I don't know about this," I'd be like, "Do it, fucking do it." And then the opposite would happen too. Like I'd be like, "Ooh, I don't know if we should have bacon in this too," and John is like, "Just fucking do it."
Am I the only one here who can process like cheese
Uh,
normally?
I
I
can.
think so.
I can too. I'm not
Okay, but what
lactose
about
intolerant.
milk?
Absolutely not lactose intolerant. I
Oh,
may
okay, cool.
I may be a Jew, but I can process all types of food.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I did not lose the stomach lottery. In fact, I eat too much. I need to go into a calorie deficit in order to lose some weight.
When the deficit.
But I am lifting 290 pounds on the regs. So I'm very, very proud of that.
Well, why lose weight then? I mean,
Because
like,
I
you're
want to be
obviously-
shredded and I want to go back to playing Ripley properly, and I can't do that when I look the way I do right now. I don't feel confident or confident. Like I'm strong enough to
Ripley
do
can have
it.
a little belly as a treat.
Sure, maybe
As a
later in
treat,
the
you know?
story.
Over the years, he's gotten a little complacent. You know, he's been on the run. He
Well,
don't
he
have time.
gets old. Yeah, he gets old. Um, Alex, I do need to share with you some of the scripts I've been writing. For season 2, I think you'll really enjoy them.
Oh shit. I've been slacking. I did like I think I feel like the last time I worked on something was like June of last year. I think.
I think you did subtitles for V8, right?
I did. I finished all the V's. There was some other shit that I did, but I haven't checked on it. Actually, I can check it.
Man, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
We're talking of Monarchs 52.
I figured, I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm very proud of the recent ones that I've written. In fact, Alex, I'm gonna send you the PDFs for the episodes. Because you're my friend, and also you're part of the crew because you're a subtitler.
I can't wait for Ripley to sit down and play a game of Warhammer 40k.
I got all the way up to V10, but that doesn't mean that they're actually on the thing.
There. All right. I sent you six episodes.
Whoa. Whoa.
They're pretty short, but I think you'll enjoy them. Episode 1 is by far the best thing I've written in a while.
Okay, totally off topic. I know you've seen Skinamarink. Have you seen the short film that, like, the proof of concept short film?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that is so much more fucking terrifying to me.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, Barbarian is still scarier, but Skinamarink is fucking terrifying. I really like it.
Wait, Barbarian? What's
I'm s-
Barbarian?
Barbarian's another horror film. You should see it.
Oh, I'm talking about Heck. It's the proof of concept.
No,
for
right, I
Skinamarink.
know. What I'm saying
Oh, okay.
is that Barbarian is still scarier, and then after that comes Heck and Skinamarink.
Okay. It looks like I got some watching to do.
Yeah.
So
Barbarian is really good. I highly recommend it.
I mean, House that Jack built, that's hard to beat though. But
Yeah,
that was more scary
it's
in the
very
way of
good.
like, ugh.
Have you
I
seen
don't want to
Have you seen The Tunnel?
No.
The Tunnel is, I believe, an Australian horror film. And
Fucking right.
it's so good because it has a type of monster that like it's a very niche type of monster that I don't see done at all or well. Um, it's it's a bestial malice. You know, it's intelligent enough to know what's happening and to know right from wrong, but it's such an animal that it takes pleasure in doing the evil, in hurting people, and that shit really gets to me. You know, like
Damn.
it delights on what it's doing.
You
Um,
know what I would love to do is go because Cincinnati is full of abandoned subway tunnels because we never finished our subway, and so like I would love to fucking go down there and see some crazy shit.
gotta go to Jersey, dude. Devil's Tunnel.
No, New Jersey is a place I'll never step foot in.
Why? Jersey's awesome, dude.
Jersey is like where everything happens and where everything goes wrong.
Yes.
Exactly.
The profane capital, Trenton, New Jersey. Are we back? Gibnir?
It would appear so, maybe.
Yes, I'm back.
There we go. Nice. Okay. John, you with us?
Hello? Oh, yes.
Awesome. Okay. Um as after you return Saltbrook, you watch as Gimnir essentially takes the stairs. Stairs? Stairs. Takes the stairs up to the second floor. And you're left in there with Judd in the common room. Sorry, you're left with you're left with Judd. Sorry. Two of you.
Okay. I will have. How bad do we need to rest? We don't need to rest too bad, right?
I need to go because my power is all used up. I gotta get that fucking short rest so I can get my shit back.
Mm.
And
Well, I
also
want to
some
FaceTime my
healing.
son.
I'm gonna waltz to the sleep area and sleep because I tire greatly.
Okay. Gimnir, do you go to bed as well?
Yeah, give me his conked out. I'm gonna take a little cat nap.
What's up, Seven?
I'm going to ensure that Judd is not disturbed. So I will maintain watch. I don't want the abomination to come out, and so I am making sure that no one attempts to like assassinate Judd.
Okay.
So I'll like roam a small perimeter. I'll do this. I'll forgo a short rest to ensure the safety of this operation.
Okay. So are you staying downstairs with Judd as he calls his son?
Yes. For all I know, could be like ninjas. This place is full of.
Monks, yeah. That's fair. Judd, you search in your backpack and you find your sending stone.
Obviously, I gotta call Mochi. He's the one. He's taking care of him supposedly.
Okay. Go for it.
Mochi. How the fuck does this thing work?
It's working exactly as intended.
Oh. Mochi, are you fucking dead?
What? Dude,
Dude,
do you know what time it is?
no. It's like early afternoon, you idiot. Why are you asleep?
I had a long fucking day.
Oh no, did he have the poops again?
Yes.
How
How do
many
you?
inches has he grown in the past 2 days?
He's tall. I don't. I don't do inches. I'm a wizard. I do metric.
How many centimeters?
Like 7, 8.
I heard
Dude.
my name.
He's
A
huge.
whole 3 inches. Wow.
And also, he's starting to walk. Frankly, I can't. I'm trying to stop him, but he's not. I can't stop him.
Man, you just gotta put something over the packing plate. They had to do it to me as a kid, man.
Stop climbing on the bed! Stop! Get down from there! I swear to God! What's
He's a
up?
blast, isn't he? You gotta put something over the packing plate, dude. He's gonna climb it.
Phenomenal. You know what?
All right.
I was gonna do something here. He's your problem now. I got shit to do. And on the other end, you start hearing like these whooshing sounds. And in the room that you're in, Judd, you see this portal open. And it's like this blue portal and like wind gushes in from it. And you see as Mochi comes into the room and drops Judd on the floor, standing on his 2 feet. And he looks at you and says, "He's your problem now, dickhead." And he turns around and goes back into the portal, and the portal closes. Judd is now standing in the room.
You mean eggs?
Sorry,
Egson?
Egson is now standing in the room.
Judd just like walks over, picks him up, turns to Seven. He goes, This is the abomination. This is Egson. He's my son."
He is Dragonborn? No?
Yeah. He's my son.
Yes. Abomination.
Yeah, shit happens.
Your entire line is abomination.
Abomination.
If you would
Yeah,
like.
he's working on words. He's getting there.
And you hear him like trying to say this very long, convoluted word. Abomination.
Let me try. A bomb in Asian. Abomination. Can you say this? Abomination. He said it. Okay, we are understood.
That's his first word. Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Oh, sweetheart. I think it's bedtime. You kind of tired Uncle Mochi out, dude. He literally threw you back in my arms. No, you have to say dad before you say Mochi. You can't do that shit. Don't do that. Oh shit. Okay, I think it's bedtime. I think we're all ready for bed. Right, Seven? You ready?
Oh, you mean the pond when you want him to sleep?
What?
What?
Abomination.
I don't know. You rub his back and you burp him and he goes to bed. He's a normal baby. He's a baby.
When I was a baby, I was injected with sleeping chemicals to go to sleep. Do you have
Like
any?
Harriet Tubman? They drugged you?
Oh yes. It was the only way to get some satire. Perhaps we can ask Mochi if he has any.
No. I prefer a more natural way, and that's called just letting him tire himself out. If he's like a dog, you know how dogs run in circles, and then they go to sleep. It works for kids
Could
too.
also do the natural way of strangling. So his brain loses oxygen enough to black out, as they say.
Yeah, so there's studies. In studies, by studies, I mean common sense would tell you that's not very healthy for the baby and can cause issues later. Did they do that to you?
Studies also say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I just, do you want the strongest son or do you want the weakest son?
Oh my fucking
The
God.
strangling of my like 2-month-old baby, who is like the size of like a 4-year-old, but still.
Oh my God. Oh, John, put inspiration on your page. This shit was so fucking funny.
Jesus, why the fuck are we strangling?
Do you want him to sleep or not? My tentacle will slowly start to whip out of the cloak, and I will cover it back up with the cloak.
Well, if you're not sleeping and you want to entertain him,
Oh my
you're
God.
welcome to. But we need some shut eye.
I will take the baby and I will say, "Have you ever seen a catfish?"
Cat.
Uh, uh, I do not think that it is wise to leave me with the child.
Catfish.
My first instinct is to say, show him the catfish, and I do not think this is a wise plan.
Catfish. And when he
I mean, the
says
first
it,
thing he
when he
does
says it the
is
third
eat it.
time, 7, you notice that as he yells it a third time, a small plume of flame comes out of his mouth. Very small. It doesn't hurt you. But if you had hair, it'd be singed.
He's just a little hungry, you know. I wouldn't let him around the catfish. You know what? Well, let's just take him back to the sleeping quarters, and we'll lock the door. And if you want to stay up, you're welcome to. But we just need to lock the door from the outside for his safety. You know what I mean? And the windows.
Yes, put him in a
Anything
room
he
full of nothing but cushions, so that he may not hurt himself, nor see the light of day.
not a psych ward, but that later. Yeah.
Psych ward. Abomination.
7 will walk these guys up and will make sure that they're securely fastened in a room. And he'll also remove anything flammable from the room, so they don't get any bedding.
Is there at least like a fire blanket? Like, is that a thing now? Wool blanket?
Sorry?
Like a fire blanket, like a wool blanket, because they don't burn.
Sure. I mean, you can. The blankets are not made of wool; they're made of cotton.
Well,
But
that's flammable.
yeah, but Exon hasn't been known to blow flames while he's asleep. So
All right. Well, we'll swaddle him and just like kind of, you know how they swaddle babies and they like lock their arms up and shit. We're gonna do that, and then
okay,
just put him in his little pack and play. Because I assume Motion sent that over too. Cover it, and like he's locked in there for the night.
okay. Club Storn, thank you so much for your follow. Welcome to the channel, buddy. Okay, yeah. You swaddle Exon, and as soon as he closes his eyes, you just hear him go, and goes to sleep immediately. He's just so tired.
Dude had a long day of tormenting fucking Mochi.
If Mochi is tired, yes.
I guess it's time for that short rest then. Christ.
All right. The night is uneventful, except for you, 7. Roll a perception check for me.
A what check?
A perception check, please.
Okie dokie. Crit fail.
You crit failed?
Crit failed.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god, seriously?
Yup. John is the king of ones and 20s.
Very
You
proud
can
of you.
also have inspiration. You can turn that around.
That is
No.
true. You're
Sorry,
not gonna.
No. I'll save it for when I really need it.
Okay. Okay.
I am trying to escape the jaws of this baby abomination.
7. The night goes on very uneventfully. You could have sworn you heard a noise, but your focus is on a painting of some cows. You're just very intently staring at the cows the entire night.
I do not trust these cows. I will remove the painting from the wall, and I will turn it around in case it is a scrying device of some kind.
All right. Um, Morning comes, and you are woken up by a knock on the door.
I answer this.
7, as you open the door, you are met by the um by I believe let me just check what color her eyes are. Yeah, okay. You're met by these beautiful deep brown eyes of Miriam Orthan, one of the masters, and she has a nice warm smile on her face. And she speaks, "Good morning. I believe you slept well."
Yes. I did not sleep.
"Very well. Some of us don't do that, and that's all right. I believe you are all packed up and ready to go, correct?"
I check the things of our people. Are they still? Are they packed up and ready to go, or are they?
The only thing that's off me is my banner. Everything else is in my backpack. And I'm going to trundle down the stairs at that very instance.
Mm,
Rod,
Exton's pack and play just goes into my shell and
okay.
resummons at will.
Sev will nod that they are ready to go.
Miriam. Oh, what's up?
Can I like levitate? You know how you can force pull shit? Can I force pull my banner to me?
Give me an Arcana check.
Uh, that will be a 4.
You attempt to do it, and it lifts up for a moment, and then it falls back onto the wall.
Do I want to use inspiration on that? Yeah, I think I will use inspiration on that. Okay, it was worth doing because now I got a 17.
Okay. Saltbrook, you remember the words of your patron, and his name appears in your mind. King Aragon, the Ruthless. And as soon as those words are spoken in your mind, the banner immediately flings itself across the room and lands safely upon your grip.
I will
You,
continue to walk down the stairs.
after this short rest, you have all leveled up to level 7.
I have become my name.
Yes.
Beautiful.
If you would like to take a couple of minutes just to do those levels up, um, feel
I'm
free to
going
do
into
that.
Warlock.
Oh,
Just
really?
Guh.
Okay.
It's like
Guh.
I will fight for my own, my own patron. It will
Okay.
be a. I'm just kidding. I'm going up a hunter.
Okay. Jeez. Do we have any multi classes or just straight up?
Not this level, but maybe soon.
That thing we talked about?
Yeah.
I'm
I think
very
I
excited.
will. I think I will start my multi-spec into Paladin.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Take that level of paladin, baby.
I only got my ability that I built this entire character off of.
Which one?
You shall see when it comes to it, because I'm going to make that a big moment.
Okay.
I'm going to keep everyone in suspense.
um 7. You you may have not slept, but you also did not pay much attention last night. You notice that your bracers have
Mhm.
disappeared.
I think it's the abomination. I check the room with the little abomination, the little A-bomb, and check for the bracers in case this sinister creature has managed to swindle us.
Okay. Would you like to investigate the area?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Give me investigation, please.
I'm sorry, is 7 insinuating that my, 2-year-old child has stolen from him?
No, you just
I just crit one again.
Oh my fucking god! Seriously?
Nice.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh my
listen.
god. Do you want to use that inspiration, buddy?
No, it is fine. Listen, I like ones. Ones are the greatest.
Okay.
7. We're not playing golf.
You're
Come on.
searching. You're searching with Exon. You said.
Yeah, I'm checking to see if maybe he wore him like a coat or something. I don't know. Maybe this creature is smarter than we think.
How much did you? Well, if you're searching it with him, then he gives you advantage because he's helping you.
Okay.
So roll another one for me.
12.
Okay, thank God. 7. You yourself don't do a very good job at looking around, but you notice that as Egson is traipsing left and right and looking at stuff, he seems to say abomination as he's pointing to something on the ground. And you notice that there is a small trail of water on the floor. There are like droplets here and there.
Can I the trail?
Yes, you can follow it.
Did he pee?
No, no, it is not pee. It is
Okay.
water.
I'm not
As
gonna
you
test it.
as you pass through Miriam, she just sort of gives you a bit of a look. She's like, "All right, well, if you're that eager to get out, don't let me stop you." And you proceed down this hallway past where the room of Dart and Sharrow was. And when you make it to the main hall, you see that the water trail leads to the pond.
Okay. I checked the pond.
Inside the pond, as you approach the pond, do you look down into the water?
I will remove my cloak. I will look to see if there's anyone watching.
Um, or as far as much as you can see, there's no one watching you do this.
I will pull off my cloak and I will just pop the barrier and enter the uh, the pond.
7, as you hop over the small barrier between the marble floors and the pond, you realize that your feet are now touching solids. You are standing on the surface of the water. Underneath you, you see the koi passing by, a couple of them stopping to investigate your foot, and then they continue on their way. And in front, from behind you, you see the long catfish serpent swim around you, and it circles you, and then it coils towards the middle of the pond, and it coils rapidly, and from this spinning coiled ball of serpent, you see a head pop out of the water, and it stares at you with its big catfish eyes and its whiskers, and it just stares you in the eye, sort of tilting its head to the side, not really. It's almost as if it doesn't understand what you are.
I will approach it slowly, and I will as I approach it, I'll sort of peacock all of my appendages, as I will attempt to communicate. I don't know how it communicates.
Okay.
But I'm
So you're peacocking your tentacles behind you, right?
yes.
As you do that, the tail of this serpent begins to lift behind its extended neck and head, and you see that its tail has these spikes uh and membrane between them. So essentially what you see is this beautiful blue, right? Like that. And it goes like that, and like this. And in between the you have this red membrane that links these essentially these spines of the tail, and it opens the tail in an attempt to communicate back to you. It responds, essentially peacocking as well.
I will sort of I will begin uh not the mating ritual, but the uh I will attempt to just get closer to it.
It does not flinch or react in any negative way. It just stays exactly where it is.
Hmm. This is and the water came from here. I'll check to I'll like in my like little dance that I do, I will test the barrier to see if there's like a if it's like a glass cover or if something about this creature is allowing me to uh be on top of the water.
Right. Give me Arcana, please.
Oh. Oh, actually I have advantage on this. Double 9.
Okay, that's actually okay. Um, 7, you bend down during your dance, and with your regular appendages, you touch the surface of the water, and it is not because you did it without the serpent seeing. You are able to push your hand through the surface tension, and you realize that there is a very thin film of mucus, and this mucus seems reactive. It seems connected to the serpent. And as you return to your dance, you realize that whenever the serpent uh, pulsates its spines on its tail, you realize that the same mucus that covers it seems to harden for a moment. You realize that yes, the thing that's allowing you to stand on this pond is very specifically and consciously this serpent.
Do I if I make a movement, does it like mirror the movement?
No, but
Okay.
you do have the feeling that it wants you to approach. It seems very receptive to your approach.
I will approach.
Um, it swings its tail very slowly towards you, and its tail fin essentially makes the shape of a hand. It it takes this fin right here, and it folds it behind itself, and this fin over here goes over to the other side, essentially making a hand like this. And it positions it with its fin, with essentially the top of it, almost like its palm extended to you, and it gives you a slight nod, essentially telling you to do the same.
I will mirror it.
As you put your hand forward, 7, you see that it approaches its face towards your hand, and you are now able to see its pupils, its eyes, and its eyes that looked before like a just a fish, very circular pupils. the pupils become thin, almost like a cat, essentially like a cat. And you just hear it go, and it pukes essentially a ball of scales. But within the scales are your bracers, but they seem different now. There is an added weight to it. And once it's done doing that, its eyes, the thin pupils then dilate. It looks deep into your eyes. Meow. And it throws itself back into the pond, breaching the surface. And as it does, your feet lose the solidity and you sink into the water down to your waist.
I will basically taste the membrane that he spat out at me as Sev, so that I can just understand it from a biological side of things.
Sure.
And then I will can I roll an investigation to figure out what he did to the thing?
Yes, you can.
If I'm underwater, that's fine or whatever. But
That's okay. No, you can still investigate it.
Man, well, I guess this is an advantage still too. 18.
Okay. As you begin to analyze these bracers, you realize that they have been modified, and there are very obvious traces of arcane modification done to it.
Mhm.
And where it was written before that it said bracers of, you said, of strength,
Of defense.
it now says in this beautiful cursive, it says 4 arm bracers, 4 as in the number 4. You realize through your investigation that these bracers have what is essentially a bio-arcane thread of electricity that can connect directly to the owner's spinal cord, if they have one.
Mm,
And
okay.
once activated with a command word, they provide enough biomass to sprout 2 extra appendages, identical to the ones that whatever the user is already has.
I will activate my blood right, and I will cause my I'll just start to I'll take one of my tentacles and I'll just slide across a cut, and the cut will begin to jolt with electricity, and I will attempt to equip the bracers with a blood bind with the electrical currents.
Okay.
My level up allowed me to instead of just doing cold in a blood right situation, I can now enhance with electric damage, which is just kind of cool.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
You are able to do that, and now you have access to your own 4 arm bracers. If you refresh your character page, you should be able to see it. And all of the rules that come.
No.
I believe it also it does increase your AC by 2 as well.
Oh shoot, that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Nice.
The rest of you begin arriving at the scene. As you arrive to the middle of this hall, you see Sev just standing in the pond, water to their waist. Their
Naked.
arms have like these new bracers on, but he's also essentially covered in fish scales and puke.
Where's Eggy?
Oh, Exodus
He's not-
standing. Exodus just swimming in the pond, just having a good time.
I told you that going to introduce him to the catfish. Yep.
It looks like you got introduced to the catfish, Seven.
Well, I do not prepare for this. It is how things shook up. I will say it turns out he is a great swimmer.
He's
He's
half
not like
fucking
eating the
portal.
koi fish, is he?
I don't know. I don't know. Is he eating the prey fish?
Igson is just swimming around, just having a good time. He's not concerned with eating the other fish. He seems to be just swimming alongside them.
No prey drive.
No
None
prey
at all.
drive, yes.
Work on it if you want him to survive. I will, with one tentacle, cover my appendages, and then I will use the other to pull the boy out of the water. And I'll sort of shake him dry and then place him among the vegetation. Grab my cloak and cover myself.
Exit stands on his feet. And he runs over to you, Judd. And he points over to the pond and says, "Cat.
Cat?
Cat."
Did you eat the fish? Fuck. Can I do the Heimlich maneuver?
The what?
The Heimlich on him?
Why would you
Or
do
well,
the
I guess
Heimlich?
actually, can I do a medicine check and figure out if this is like gonna hurt him or something
Sure.
before I just go full Heimlich and just fucking make my baby puke? Let's actually make. Oh shit, a 4?
You see nothing wrong with that. Seems perfectly fine.
I'll take it as is. If he shits later, we'll deal with it.
All right. Miriam continues to lead you all down the main hall, and once you come out through the main doors, Gimnir, you see, you immediately notice that Kira is out in the courtyard in full monk garb. None of her weapons, none of her regular weapons, in her possession. She is completely unarmed, and she seems to be learning the first trappings of being a monk.
He gives a bit of a light chuckle and just goes, reminds me of when we were kids. Scrappy, scrappy kids.
And as you're walking, Miriam turns to you, Ymnir, and says, "She's actually very smart. Very surprising for her to learn the sequences as fast as she is. It has been only a couple of hours, but she's learning fast. You should be proud."
He always was the smarter of the two of us.
Well, wisdom lies not in the answer one gives, but in the question one asks. And she leads you past that main area with the symbols, again with the yellow and green cross on the ground. And she leads you all towards the main exit. Standing.
Maybe,
Oh, what's up?
I just there's one last look back at Kira. Um, kind of nods and moves on.
As you look back, Ymnir, as if by fate, she also looks. and sees you. There is a peace in her smile. A peace you haven't seen since you two were very young.
Do all right.
Waiting at the main exit is Grandmaster Dart. He stands there, munching on a small beetle, and he essentially leans against the main double doors of the Golden Palace. And as you all arrive with Miriam, she bows to him. He bows back, and Miriam leaves. She looks at you, Sev, and says, "I'm not going to cause any more trouble. You understand?" There's a
Trouble? No. No, no trouble from me.
there's a warmth to how she says this to you, Sev.
I will nod.
And she begins to leave. Grandmaster Dart finishes his beetle, and he looks at you all and says, "Well, I can't exactly use a well-known legendary dragon of the forests of Sylvania to take you to where you need to go, but I did arrange you some transportation. Spoke to an old friend of mine, and she'll be happy to provide you with some horses. Would that interest you?"
I'm sorry, I do not eat horses.
It's not for eating,
Oh,
it's for riding.
uh, okay. You do not have any bulls or something bigger than a horse, perhaps?
Horse is going to be the biggest thing I could get you.
That'll do.
In front of you stand 5 horses. These
What,
are
does Eggson get his own fucking horse?
no, it's just an extra horse.
Sorry.
There are 5 horses, each one of a different breed, and you all get choice of breed, and you also get to name them. There is a Frisian, a Halflinger, a Quarter Horse, a Thoroughbred, and an Andalusian.
I'm gonna
Uh,
pretend like I know what all of those look like.
Is there a zebra?
No.
Because-
If you want, y'all can roll d4s, and we'll see who has priority to choose.
Can we
Sure.
like hold on. Can you type the names out so that we can look at a picture?
I have rolled a 3.
Yes.
7 has rolled a 4.
Okay.
I take the one with stripes.
I'm putting the names down in D&D General, so you can take a look at what these horses look like.
Let me roll on that.
Oh,
4.
Okay. We got a 4 for 7, I believe.
All right, rock paper scissors. Say the first thing that comes to mind.
Saltbrook, how much you get?
I rolled a 3.
Ymnir?
A 1.
Okay. Judd and 7, give me another d4.
another d4. Okie dokie. 1.
Okay. Judd?
Oh, 4 again.
All right.
It was low roll on the second one.
Judd, you get priority. Second will be 7. Third will be Saltbrook. Gimnir, you're the last one.
I gotta figure out what these horses look like. I didn't realize this was gonna be hard.
And whatever their coats are, like the style of their coat and how they look, you get to choose what their colors are, just for fun's sake.
Ooh, hold on. I got two more to look up. I've got to have the prettiest horse. It's just decided that he has to be pretty.
I'm sure this will offend someone, but I am not much of a horse person. They all kind of look the same to me.
All right.
Yeah, I did all my research, but they all literally look exactly the same to me. So I'm gonna go with the Spanish one, which is the Andalusian. That's the last one. And
Okay.
fuck it. The first picture that Pip pulled up gave it spots. I want the spots. Why not?
So is it black with white spots or what? Judd,
What?
did you not hear what I asked?
What did you ask?
What color is it?
Spots.
Right. So is it green with blue spots?
Bro, a horse can't be fucking green.
Right. So what's the color, Judd?
Oh
What
my
regular
god.
colors, bro? It's a horse. It's like black and white.
Okay, so
What
is
other
it
colors
black
are
with
there?
white spots or is it white with black spots? Oh my god. That's
Let,
so difficult.
let me just send you this picture because this looks gray. To be real with you. Sorry, I'm going full Emily when it comes to this horse.
Yeah, I can tell.
Uh,
7,
Sev
you get to
will,
choose.
Sev will approach the biggest horse and will go and it will be the big black one, and it's just pitch black, but it's like so black that like out of the corner of your eye and in the light it looks like a navy blue. Does that make sense? Got that like navy blue glow. And I'll
Uh-huh.
take the Frisian.
Okay. You
Yep.
take the Frisian. What do you name your horse? Same goes for you, Judd.
Horse.
Your horse's name is Horse.
Yeah, it's the first thing that comes out of Judd's mouth. He doesn't know what to call it.
Okay, so your horse's name will be Hors. Horse.
Yep.
7. What will you call your horse?
Uh, uh, I will name the horse Yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow, yes.
Okay.
This is the
Next
most
up,
thought we've put into anything all day.
yeah. Saltbrook. Choose your horse.
I'll take that one.
I swear to God, I'm going to body slam every single one of you. This is
What
supposed
were
to
the
be the.
options again?
Oh my God.
You have
You said 5 things in a row, half of which I couldn't comprehend.
So
and I was like, what?
7
What's
got
left?
7 got the Frisian. Judd got the Andalusian. There is a Halflinger, a quarter horse, and a thoroughbred.
all
I'll
of
take a
those are males.
thoroughbred because I don't want a quarter of a horse. That'd be weird.
Okay. What is the name of your horse?
Scrungo.
Scrungo.
There you go.
And then Gimnir. You have a choice between the Halflinger and the quarter horse.
I think Gimni's gonna take the quarter horse. And I talked it over with Tess. I think he's just gonna call it Kira with 3 eyes.
Oh my god, I can hear them yelling in the background.
I can hear Tess just going, "Oh my god." Oh, okay, it's Kira with 3 eyes.
I want to rename my horse to just be Flip.
Flip?
Flip. Yep.
Okay. All right.
It was supposed to be a circus horse, but it ended up not being able to do its signature move as its name would describe.
Horse
All
has
right.
a silent W, but I won't say where.
We all know where it is.
At the end, horseshoe?
Of course,
Horse.
yeah.
Horse. All right. You now all have horses. Congratulations.
Man, the last time I had a horse, I lost it in the first session.
Well, now you have them. So
We
these,
put so much thought into that.
for the purposes of a stat block, this is a riding horse. It's a large beast, unaligned, armor class of 10, 13 hit points, and a speed of 60 feet. And yeah. The doors of the Golden Palace open. And as they open, your horses seem eager to go. Judd, do you put Exon behind or in front of you?
I'm gonna do the like weird satchel thing that I did when he was an egg. Take
Okay.
it back to his egg days.
So the baby Bjorn.
Yes, the Carlos from fucking that movie.
The Hangover. Okay. Um, as you all mount your horses, you now have to decide where to go. And this is where you are. Right here. It says the party. Kira is staying in the monastery or temple, whatever you want to call it. Temple if you're Jewish. And Ethan is, I want to say, I don't know where she is right now, but the last place she was, people were known for her to be was Flint Rock. Where would you all like to go?
Follow the trail.
Do we have anywhere that we need to be? Is there anywhere that like that we have like do we have to like deliver anything or
Well, Saltbrook, you received a letter, didn't you?
Yes.
Or you can share it with Seven or with the others?
I think I did share with the others last session, didn't I?
Oh, then explain to John. Because maybe
John, I received a letter about yonder yesterday, last fortnight, asking why the idea between the Huda and the Huda Gator was all around the Spagabay. Would you like to tell me why that was, boy?
I swear to God. I'll just do it. John,
Yeah.
Solbrook received a letter from Ethilden about reviving Grim. And she asked him to meet her in Flint Rock.
okay?
To the southwest.
Is it not um uh Seven as we when we were all and traveling, I will ask if it is not disrespectful to bring someone back when they have not asked for it. Right? Like is it rude to disrupt their peace?
There is
We-
no peace for a Warforged.
Put inspiration on your page after that? I'm
Me or
sorry,
who?
but did you, Solbrook?
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
There is no peace for the Warforged. It's simple, but I love it.
Yeah, I will also slowly start to like um say that I am one of many and that I am looking for some of my kin
Okay.
that may be scattered through the countryside.
Do you tell this to them?
Yeah, I'll tell them as we are traveling towards Flint Rock.
Okay.
But away from like prying ears.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
As you start on your way out of this region of Sylvania, you take the river to the south. It's the only open forest that allows you. to move unimpeded with horses. And Gimnir, as you all ride to the south, you look over your shoulder and you see the temple diminishing far, far away. Sev, it has been a few minutes. I want to say maybe 10 minutes. And you know that you are away from prying eyes and ears. So if you have something to share with the others, now would be the time.
I will say this. I'm looking for some of my kin. I believe we are created for war. And I'm worried that they will cause big problems to the places that may not be prepared for them. So if we encounter them in our travels, I would like to reason with them if possible, and if not, we can put them down. But I would like to find them before they cause pain and suffering.
He's saying this to all of you, by the way.
And when he talks about it, he won't be looking at anybody in the eye. He'll be very self-conscious about the admission of guilt, if that makes sense.
Near looks over at Seven. I may not know you very well, but little I do know of you, I don't think you're a bad person. As long as they don't try and kill us, I need to give them that chance.
Sev will nod.
I mean, hey, my son seems to like you, and you know, babies, they know that sort of thing. They're kind of like dogs like that. He'd know if you were a piece of shit.
Abomination.
Sev will pat him on the head. Sev will also explain that if you have not figured it out, my name is a number. There are many more. Do I have any kind of idea where the others might be?
Yes. There is Seven, deep in your head, whenever you're facing certain directions, it's almost as if you feel a certain resonance. And some resonances are stronger than the others. As you're facing right now, you feel a slight resonance.
Can I feel the pull? I assume the pull sort of feels like whatever birds feel when they migrate.
Yes.
That like draw.
It's exactly that. That's exactly what it is.
And I'll kind of like I will play with this feeling and see if I can sense a direction of where the closest of the poles are.
Okay.
Where does the wind call?
Let me think. Caught me a bit off guard here. Hold on. Let me look at I have to look at my writings. Thank you. That's the Fate Weaver's not. There. The closest one to you right now, Seven, is directly to your east. Like,
Okay.
but it's not particularly strong compared to any of the others, but it is the one that is slightly stronger. In fact, it's almost as if you're in kind of a dead zone right now.
I will assume that it's some kind of magic that is preventing this communication over distance. And I will let the party know that when we leave this forest's like protective veil, if they have something in that like that set in motion, I will attempt to like navigate again.
Okay.
And I'll let them know as we get closer.
Gotcha.
And we are going east, right? Yeah, we are going east.
We're
No,
going. You guys are going
west.
southwest. Yeah.
I see. Well, I'll
Um,
let them know.
okay. It'll take a few days. About I want to say, yeah. It'll take about 5 days to reach Flint Rock on horses. And since it has been 2.5 hours, I say we break it here. Sounds good?
Perfection, yes.
All right, cool.
Let's go.
Sounds good to me.
Gimnir, please make sure that Kira levels up and takes a level in Monk.
Will do.
Ethilden, you're probably watching. Make sure to take a
She
level.
is.
And yeah, and that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for an amazing session. I am very surprised that my I'm very surprised that my computer did not die at any moment. So very, very happy
That
with
was
that.
a fun session. I thought we had some really good RP moments.
Me too. I'm very proud of you. Both you and Seven, Saltbrook. The two of you really came into your own this session. Very, very, very happy with what we saw.
Hamburger.
You're strangled
Guys,
fucking baby.
I did not strangle him while you were watching, so you did not know. But I will tell you, he's grown. He got a full night's rest, okay? This is I'm just kidding. I wouldn't strangle your kid and admit it. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Have
you,
a
buddy.
wonderful rest of the day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Cheers, team.
Hey, everyone.
He's marker.
Bye. Ah, what a good session.
I'm off to eat dinner, but really enjoyed that session.
Oh, good.
Oh
I
fuck, man.
have to write down the names of your fucking horses.
It's okay. I'll text it to you, and I'll also talk to you about
Kira.
some other stuff. Yeah. Kira with 3 eyes.
Horse.
Three-eyed Kira.
Yeah, unlike Kira the dog with 1 eye. Kira with 2 eyes. Anyways, it is dinner time.
Sounds
Message
good,
you
bud.
later.
Opening a page called The Party's Pets and Companions.
Dude, I fucking read the 4th episode. So, well, I'm on the 5th now. But
Well, hold on. We're live. I can't have people learning what happens in Monarchs 52. All
I
right.
didn't know we were live.
See y'all later. Dentonstein, thank you
Well,
so much for
bye.
being here. Take care.